We're gonna start. It's Wednesday, December 17th. We are at the fire station for the monthly Public Safety Commission meeting. So welcome, everyone. I will call the meeting to order. If anybody is recording this meeting outside of the city or the Public Safety Commission, could you please state that you're recording the meeting, either on Zoom or present? Is anybody recording the meeting? Great. All right, we will move on. We will do roll call. We have our seventh and final Public Safety Commissioner, Bryce Bargar. Here. So welcome. So we will do a roll call. So Bryce, Commissioner Bargar. Here. Great. Commissioner Jarvis. Here. Moss Garatolo is here. Commissioner Braff. Here. Commissioner Burge. Here. And Commissioner Dixon. Here. Great. We have everyone here. This is awesome. And welcome again for commission. All right.
One person missing.
No one's missing. Dave. Oh, David Illinois, yes, he told me he wasn't showing up. He had a previous engagement. All right, we're gonna approve meeting minutes. We all have September and October's from Shannon. Thank you graciously. We appreciate you. I will start with September meeting minutes. Can I get a move a second? All right. Did everybody have a chance to look at them?
Right now.
Let me know if you need another minute. We'll So it looks like it's gonna have to be Ed, Braff, Moss Garatolo, and Burge that was at this meeting. So the four of us. David Illinois is in person. So who did the second for that? It was somebody. Okay, great. So are we ready to approve? Okay. Okay, Commissioner Jarvis.
Yes.
Commissioner Braff.
Yes.
Moss Garatolo, yes. Commissioner Burge. Okay, great. September has been approved. All right, we will move on to October. Right, we have Commissioner Jarvis, Moss Garatolo, Braff, Burge, and Dixon were present. Does everybody need a second to look at them? You good? Okay. Commissioner Jarvis?
Yes.
Okay, Moss Garatolo, yes. Commissioner Braff?
Yes.
Commissioner Burge?
Yeah.
And Commissioner Dixon? Great, all meetings have been approved. We're playing catch up, we're doing good. Thank you. All right, I will move on to public comments. Is there anyone in the room who would like to make public comments? Is there anybody online that would like to make public comments? Please speak up now. Once, twice, three times for public comment online. All right, we will move on. Okay. I will ask the police chief to come up for one item, and then we'll move right into the police department updates.
You meant the fire chief?
Fire chief, sorry, fire chief. You don't have any.
You just so the audience in the crowd knows, all the microphones are on, I see, so just be aware of that. Usually it's just the up here.
So that means if you're talking in the audience,
Stuff.
it will pick you up.
So they're about to hear some stuff. You can hear some stuff back there. Commissioners, thank you. I asked to go first because the firefighter that I'm recommending, or the lieutenant that I'm recommending to permanent lieutenant, is on shift, and the day they've been having, he probably won't be here long. So we had a long process. There were, I think 11 candidates, 10 or 11 candidates that went for the permanent lieutenant's position. It was an assessment center and a test and a final interview with the chief and the deputy chief. That process gave us a list of candidates, and I'm happy to say that the candidate that was chosen for recommendation for promotion by the chief is firefighter William Streeter. He's acting Lieutenant William Streeter, and hopefully that you'll concur that he will be permanent Lieutenant William Streeter. Please accept this letter as my professional recommendation for firefighter William Streeter to be promoted to the position of permanent lieutenant. Firefighter William Streeter has held within the Greenfield Fire Department the positions of EMT, firefighter, OIC, preceptor, and currently temporary lieutenant. He has consistently demonstrated great leadership qualities and a passion of doing things right, and has quickly proven himself to be an honest, dedicated member that I rely on. I, without hesitation, recommend firefighter William Streeter for promotion to permanent fire lieutenant in accordance with the Public Safety Commission's promotional policy. Especially submitted to you folks. So I will ask Will to go ahead and come up. If you have any questions or you want to know anything a little more about Will. Will started his career in a college as a student firefighter, worked career in Brattleboro, and we were lucky to have him join our department about 2 or 3 years ago. So, thank you.
Welcome. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I don't believe so. No, I've been lucky enough to do this job for 10 years now, almost a big career, and it's been a great opportunity in the acting position to get to see what the position is really like and feel like it's a good fit.
Any questions from commissioners? All right, can I get a motion to recommend William?
So moved.
Second? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay, no opposed. Congratulations.
Will's really the example of the future leadership of the Greenfield Fire Department. He brings with him a bunch of knowledge and skill set, and we're happy to have him on board. So thank you for that recommendation to be forwarded now to the mayor for final appointment. So
Thank you. Congratulations again. Thank you. All right, we will ask the police department to come on up. And again, for the folks in virtual world, please say who you are. We all know who you are, but for them, they might not.
We got 2 months,
Yes,
October.
just state who you are for the Zoom folks, please.
Chief Todd Dodge, Greenfield Police.
Deputy Chief Chris Green.
Lieutenant Emily Rowell Knish.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Get right to it. October 25 calls handled, calls for service, 3,372. That's down 213 from the previous month. Total time spent on those was 1,687 hours, which was actually down 609 hours. Calls handled in the business district, 358 in that month.
It is up a little bit.
94 calls. It's more than 11 calls a day. They're busy now. That's not necessarily bad stuff. It's just they're initiating activity, interacting with individuals, things like that. Incident reports issued, 167. That's up 6. Accident reports issued, 57, which is up 9. We had a little bit of inclement weather then. No, not that. Arrest reports issued were 41, which was down 22. Everybody was behaving. Citation issued 237, which was up 32. Chris was a man of few words. Officer movement, nothing. Main Street substation is running smooth. In October, we're still waiting for our cruisers. That has since changed. And we didn't have anybody to introduce.
Not for October.
Budget, we're doing our best. Nothing new to report.
You know when we will see the budget?
Changes in November.
Do you know when we will see the budget
For this year?
Public Safety Commission for that?
Next year?
For next year's? Yes.
Oh, we're just putting it together. We won't see that till spring.
No, no,
Capital and that.
Capital.
We just supplied capital to Aaron. We can talk about that, what we're looking at, but it's part before the horse kind of stuff. We got a lot of time for that. Calls for service with correspondence total of 35. Hospitalizations, section 12 were 13, ED diversions 9, officer injured was 0. and 1 arrest charge or summons in the month of October related to co-response.
So it's still averaging about 35 to 40 a month. Right?
Yeah, we have a course, one of the corresponders is had a child, so we're down one. And I think, well, you'll see in the next month, there was another incident, or not incident, another family matter with another corresponder, so the numbers will be a little bit less because they weren't able to work. November. Sure.
Any questions on October from commissioners?
Got a meeting to go to.
Right, November.
November, calls handled, 3,084, down 288 calls, time spent on calls was 1,223 hours, down 464 hours. Calls handled in the downtown, 260, which was down 98 calls. Incident reports issued, 112, which is down 55. Accident reports issued, 46, which is down 11. Arrest reports issued was 20, so we're down 21. Citations issued, 203, down 35. And I actually wrote something on the special report, so. Did you? Yeah. Officer Paulin and Officer Kratz retired in November, as you know. Pre-academy trainee Hunter Dross accepted a conditional offer. Once we get more solid with him, we'll bring him before you and introduce him. He's right now, he's filling out his background stuff, so we want to make sure that we're all good in that area before we go any further with it. Conditional offer was made to Miles Mastrotaro. He accepted. He is currently works in New Hampshire. He was he worked in Mass, academy trained, went to New Hampshire for several years, and now he wants to come back to the Greenfield area to work. So once we get again more going with him, we'll bring him before you and introduce him. Right now he's in New Hampshire working.
Will he have to be recertified from Massachusetts
No.
because of his absence?
He won't need a full academy. We'll have to do CPR, firearms. He'll have to do a core competency exam, you know,
Basics.
yeah, some basics, you know, a physical, a psych and stuff like that. So it's streamlined, but he had several years working in Mass, so he knows the laws anyway. And then New Hampshire has theirs. He's been current.
It's different though.
Yeah, yep. And he'll come back and we'll
Unlike
train him.
Unlike a full transfer, he was trained in Mass. He went to a Mass full-time police academy.
Yeah.
So his transfer in is unlike past transfers. He's got only a smidgen of what the others had to do.
Yeah, so he's got an updated
That's right.
doodad.
That's
Instead of-
it's a piece of cake, yeah.
And what is his expected start date or estimate?
January, February, maybe. Yeah. He's got to sell a house and find a place, and so he's just in the middle of that. Everything is well underway. He's got a lot of it actually done. So worst case scenario, he's got family here that he may just camp with for a bit. But his goal is to get here as soon as possible.
And
A lot
just,
of experience. He's a sergeant. He's actually a sergeant coming back to patrol in Greenfield. So he's a leader there, and we asked him to be one here.
and just so the other commissioners know, I did attend wasn't really an interview. It was kind of an introduction. So if you had any questions tonight, I could answer those, but it was pretty pleasant. He's smart, young, and, you know, family.
His name was rivaling yours, by the way.
Yeah. But
We messed them up.
but he'll come in front of us for introductions, so.
Yes.
Any questions on, I had a couple questions, but any commissioners, any questions on the pre-academy folks or Miles? How's the first pre-academy trainee doing? It's Justin, is it? Jake, how's he doing?
Well, you can answer that.
Tell us,
Okay.
please.
Let's see. He seems to be doing really well. He gets along with all the officers in our department. He's been able to, now that he's done all sort of the administrative stuff, he's getting out on the road a lot more. He's with his now third FTO, his field training officer. So he's doing an extra time, 7 to 3 shifts still, but more on a rotating schedule to get out there, see the actual interactions with officers and the public on different calls, as long as they're deemed safe and appropriate for him to either enter a situation or observe on motor vehicle stops. He's engaged with the public a lot with the community events that we've had, especially lately with holidays and everything coming around. And we've got his next FTO all lined up for the next month after that. So he seems to still have a very good attitude, asking a lot of good questions, retaining a lot of the information, which is really great, especially for somebody without sort of that prerequisite basis of knowledge. He's really retaining quite a bit and asking all the right questions.
Obviously, he's showing up on time and he's showing up, right?
Yes.
Okay. And when is his academy date, if he's approved?
March 3rd is the academy in Holyoke that we are hoping to send him, and hopefully at least another one too. That other pre-academy is the goal.
And Hunter is gonna start pre-training. Do we know when that is?
So
Early next year.
he's got all of his sort of pre-employment physical and other exams at the end of this week. And then his background, all of his information has to be submitted by Monday. That way the investigator can begin their work. And once that is complete, and they know that the time is sort of the essence, we want to be able to give this pre-academy trainee enough time on the road pre-academy before they go to the academy in March, early March. We don't have an exact date yet.
Are you guys putting a formal pre-academy training process together?
Yes.
We are working on it.
We have a software that we use for several different modules of things. And within the field training module, we have sub modules in there. So we have post-academy program, a pre-academy program, a transfer program. We have the whole entire dispatch operation training program in there. So Emily's now, she's the one who's actually crafting that training program inside of that software. So, and we're learning as we go. And we said that before, this is the first time we're doing this. So, and were there mistakes? Sure, there was, you know, and again, the beta tester, Jake, has been very good at communicating what he found to be strengths of what we're doing and the weaknesses of what we're doing. And we've changed accordingly, because again, he doesn't know what he doesn't know. We know that side. But what he does know is how successful various attempts at things have been, where he's actually picked stuff up versus seemed like we're wasting a lot of time. So it's good for us if this model continues, because we're going to make it far more efficient. We want to get as much bang for our buck as we can. So I think we've changed that.
But I was
Lieutenant made quick changes, and it's been noticeable, and he's keeping up, and we're hoping with the new hire will come right out running, actually be productive every minute they're there. We don't want to waste any time on it.
I had the program built, and then I wanted to, after Officer Sewell or Jake Sewell had already done a few weeks of that pre-academy training, what I believed was sort of common knowledge as a on-academy trained person, I wanted to run by him first, and he gave me a lot of really good feedback. So I sort of readjusted the program, and so it's all completely built now. It's just a matter of the data entry into that field training program, like the chief was saying, that I'm doing right now.
Thank you. Chief, we good with the? Good, right. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Main Street Substation.
Still run smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No broken
and
lights or phones or.
are doing a good job. They're out and about. Yeah, nothing, no complaints there. I don't know. Did we get the cruisers at the end of November or December? I can't remember. Anyway, we got the cars.
We got the cars.
We got the cars. This is build week, so I don't spoil alert for next month's report, but this is build week for them. They're outfitted, they're getting their computers, watch guards, and all the necessary equipment installed in them throughout this week. So hopefully by maybe tomorrow, they'll be 100% online and we'll be able to use them. So, yeah.
So the truck isn't here yet.
The truck is on the build line right now. So we're at I'd say probably January. So it's on the build line. They have all the necessary stuff they need to complete it. And once that's done, they'll come back to us and we have all the equipment that will have to get installed there too. So it'll be another complete build as just like the other ones. Ford Lightning. Yep.
The Charger project.
discontinued
we
their-
talked about, they did.
Hopefully
Yeah.
don't discontinue their parts.
They were losing money.
Yeah.
So the Charger project looks like, I just got an email from Carol Collins. It looks like final quote will be in literally within days. And she actually anticipates maybe digging will start right around the first of the year. So I don't believe it takes two. It's not a long trench. They have to run from the pole and then they basically hook up the kiosk to place
And
high capacity chargers
where are they going?
in our parking
No,
lot.
where in the parking lot? Is it?
Halfway down street side.
Sorry.
Yeah. So if we need to later expand it, we can, we got the room. So, again, if everything goes horribly right, we'll have a charger in there maybe sometime in January.
Total GG, not a
100%.
100%.
Yep. You might hear that again with capital coming.
Any questions from commissioners on special reports?
Budget report, still doing the best we can. Requesting transfers to cover retirement buybacks. As you know, we had three. We had Marcus Paulin, Jason Kratz, and we had Jason Haskins, who is now the chief of Montague. So we're requesting to cover their buybacks. The cruiser maintenance budget, we're over 15,000, and that's as we sit here right now. That's just the older cars and a lot of updated work getting done to them.
I would assume that dollar figure is gonna go up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's some in the shop as we speak. Yeah.
Questions on budget report?
I have a question, just, can you explain a little bit more about the retirement buybacks with that?
So when an officer leaves throughout their career, they can acquire certain things, one of which is sick time. In the middle of any year, they could have X amount of vacation hours left. They could have comp time, so which we call FLSA, right? So they can, depending on when you started, contractually, the Fair Labor Standard Act allows officers to have up to 400, or any employee up to 480 hours, right? So in the event you have these things in your bank, when you leave, the city has to pay you. And what it came down to was, I believe it was probably around $100,000 out of the three, which is pretty good because one left last year at 130. So, but again, it's not something you budget. And there are funds in the city to cover those things like salary stabilization and other stabilization funds that we're hoping we get a transfer because both of our lines right now, both salary and expenses were over. It was a really, it's unlike I've seen ever. It was a hard budget year. You know, the mayor, she did come out swinging, she needed to, and things were cut down to the bone in terms of budgets. And we're all feeling it now. I mean, again, when we get hit with cruiser maintenance budget to the extent we are, $15,000 is a lot of money. We're having a real tough time. So I actually asked for a transfer on there, knowing I probably wouldn't get the transfer now. And then we'll have to do some sort of reallocating closer to the end of the fiscal year. But we're in tough shape with the expense side of stuff, particularly. We're closer with the salary line, but that 100,000 is going to really put a hammer on us.
So does it traditionally come out of a city budget outside of the police department?
Comes out of the department budget. And then it's, again, reconciliations happen towards the end of the year if you're over and you explain why. But I'm trying to do that in advance to get ahead of stuff. And hopefully the city can just directly pay. I think we already paid them out. But again, that's why there's salary stabilization accounts in the city for them unintended movements.
That's what I mean. Does it traditionally for all departments come out of the stabilization fund? And not the,
Well, that's the
not the
point.
department's budget?
Unless you can support it. Like last year, the salary stabilization account was zeroed out.
For the city.
Because City Hall, if you remember, a lot of people have City Hall.
Yeah.
Every one of those people leaving City Hall took some money with them. It drained the salary and contract stabilization budgets. So we had to plan accordingly. And with the person who left with $130,000 buyback, we had to sit on our hands for a while without hiring.
Yeah, and
So
you
we
covered-
never
so you
got the
covered it.
30, we never got the 35th position, and we didn't hire the 34th halfway through the year. So we were playing a numbers game to try to pay back ourselves $130,000. And we, again, I met with the mayor, we were one of only a few agencies or departments that actually came in under budget. So we did good last year.
Just to explain it a little bit, every department in the city always has to take it out of their budget first, and then they go back to city council and the mayor and ask for money out of that fund if there's money in there, and then they give you back the money. But every department in the city has to front that money for buyback, and then they have to go before the city council and the mayor to get it reallocated to their budget.
Exactly.
That's the way it works.
Like I said, last year, we were able to deal with it. This year, I'm not seeing it. There's not a lot of reform.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from commissioners on the budget? Yeah. We'll move on.
Response activity, as I said, we were down a couple for responders. So total calls was 16. Section 12.6, ED diversions 2. No one was injured and no arrest or summonses filed against anybody.
And this was because we have one out?
We had two out.
Two out.
Well, it was like 1.5. Well, one went on paternity leave, and then the second one had a family matter to deal with. It's temporary, so.
We need a motion. No motions. Approved.
Better presentation.
Any questions?
Would bring you all the goodies. I don't know if you guys made it up to the fairground for the light festival that they had up there, but we had a display up there and
Didn't make it.
Friday at 1 o'clock. We will have groceries and a little get together at the PD. So you guys are all invited to that. Got a ton of food. Not a lot of room, but a ton of food. So come on, eat, have fun, talk, hang out,
Bring a tractor trailer, but you're probably gonna be someplace else.
bring snacks.
No, I'm just saying,
We can sit.
I'm on the road on Friday.
Well, you're invited.
Thanks.
We'll be doing that at 1 o'clock on Friday. So come on up.
Any other questions from commissioners for the police department? We appreciate it. Thank you.
We had plenty of time too. We could have gone last.
Yes. We'll get you to your meeting. I'll ask the fire department,
Get you to the church on time.
fire departments.
Did she just run?
Yes,
She's hungry. She wants to listen before the meeting.
she's ready to get some food before she has to go to meeting.
Hello. I will try to keep it quick because I have to be at the same meeting as the police chief does.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow. You smile, so
Actually on the agenda today.
Smiling.
He is?
smiling.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, it's an agenda item.
Thank you. It's nice to see everybody, for everybody out and Bob Strand, Fire Chief and Emergency Management Director. And our call statistics, we'll get right into it. Our call statistics are as followed, 270, you can see the breakdown. Calls for service year to date are about 3,200, which is noticeably high, as it's always been. Some notable calls that we've had in the last month. We had a full cardiac arrest on James Street. I get my phone, excuse me. Greenfield Fire, Greenfield PD responded to it. There was no mutual aid, ALS available. And it was one of those nights that there were just ambulance calls everywhere. And so folks were unavailable. I want to recognize from the police department, Joshua Barber. Melvin Morano, if I torture their names, please correct me. And Alyssa,
Ippolito.
thank you. From our dispatch side, Trevor Burnett, Yvonne,
Hello.
thank you. From the fire department, Jesse Phelps, Adam Mitchell, Kevin Warden, Matt Gardner, and Patrick Crowningshield was the lead EMT. Responded to James Street for reported cardiac arrest. Upon arrival, found a male party in full arrest. Immediately went into high quality CPR, initiated defib, did our advanced techniques, which is we can do an airway. And then transported to the hospital. We have requirements that we have to work the code on scene for at least 8 minutes, and then we put on our Lucas device. Between all the responding agencies and our dispatch, and I believe I haven't been able to look into this, and I apologize, but I believe AMR gave instructions over the phone for the cardiac arrest. Between all of that, I'm happy to report that gentleman is home with his family. Which is remarkable. I received a letter from the medical control doctor wanting to extend his appreciation and admiration for the professionalism and quality of work that both the police department, Greenfield Police Department, and the Greenfield Fire Department did. So more to come on this, but job well done. So by everybody that was involved. Some notable fires. I'll get into the Amherst fire in a little bit, but we've had a couple fires up in Shelburne, one in Shelburne and one in Shelburne Falls. The one in Shelburne is the picture on the right, fully involved structure fire. We assisted with extinguishment of that. The one on the left is up in Shelburne Falls. We were the second engine on scene for that fire with, we took the first lines in the door. My engine showed up and I was right behind them. We had 2 floors of fire. The captain took half his crew to the first floor and I took the other half to the first. He took his crew to the second floor and I took the other half of the crew to the first floor because I can fight fire when I'm out of town. We were able to extinguish that fire relatively quickly once additional backup got there. Job well done by everybody that was there. Some personnel updates. We have a captain that remains on long-term IOD. We all know Captain Whitney. A firefighter remains on long-term IOD with an injury. He's going through the retirement process now. Another firefighter is out with long-term IOD for a mental health injury. And he's going through the retirement process now. And then we have a captain on long-term off the job injury, return date unknown, extensive time going to be out. So we are still down 4 firefighters out of our shifts. On paper, we are fully staffed. In reality, we are hurting for staffing.
So what does that mean if they're on injury and they're going through retirement? They're actually decided they're going to retire, and is it?
There are 2 methods for retirement in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts: employee initiated and employer initiated.
Okay.
The employees that are going through the retirement are employer initiated.
Employer initiated.
Correct. The lieutenant, it sounds terrible, but there's reasons for the employer to get involved with the retirement. They are. If a person does it on their own, they do it on their own. This way, the department is helping them get through the process. We're updated in the process, and if there's any bumps in the road, we can assist with it. That's the only difference. It sounds terrible, but it's not. Okay. The lieutenant promotional list you just had, we have an established list. Will was on the list, and he was chosen to be the recommendation going forward. The finalist, like we said, was Will Streeter. The captain's list has expired. We have anticipating possibly making a permanent captain down the road. But because of timing, we do have an MOU with the union extending the existing list by a year. So we don't have to go through the whole testing process to have the same names show up on the list, because nobody else is eligible to take it except the people that are already on the list. So firefighter Terrell is graduating the academy on Friday, and we're excited to have him back. Our safe education, we're getting into all the schools doing the fire education. Our safe educators are doing a great job. And in addition to that, we're working with the Red Cross on installing smoke detectors again for our elderly population and people with need. We did that several years back. And a lot of the detectors that we've installed are now at the end of their life because they're 10-year sealed batteries. So a lot of them need to be replaced. So that's a big project, but that's one thing that we've done for a long time. 304 inspections, if you have a liquor license within the city of Greenfield, you are required to have a fire inspection every year. We're wrapping up on that. It's a tremendous burden to the Fire Prevention Bureau, but we're getting that done. We did not receive our FEMA grant. However, I reported, I think a month or two ago, that we did receive a grant to replace most of our thermal imagers. We're very excited about that. The Technology Summit, the International Fire Chiefs had a Technology Summit last week in Irving. I was chosen by the Western Mass Fire Chiefs to be a representative from Western Mass. I had the privilege and honor to go to that class, and there is a lot of things, technology, that the city and the public safety agencies need to put on the front burner because there's some great stuff coming down the line, but there's also challenges that come with that, specifically some AI components and do's and don'ts with AI and some other stuff. So capital, any questions about that? Capital requests, I'm trying to fly through this just so we can get everybody out of here quickly. The first capital request, probably the biggest capital request, is we're putting in a request for a UTV. It is an all-wheel drive, four-person seater that can have a water tank and the ability to put a stretcher in the back of the rig for off-road rescues. We currently have a 25-year-old Kubota that gets heavily used. And it's a vital piece of equipment for us. It's getting very tired. There is a question of our counterparts at the police department have one. And it's a great asset, and we use it all the time in conjunction with the one that we have. Theirs is a great off-road vehicles, not to sell it short. Ours is a little bit different. It's a little bit beefier and has to carry more weight. It has to carry a pump and a water tank on it, and it has to carry a stretcher on it. So
is this that? That's the price for.
Yeah. So that is the request putting forward. There is going to be, obviously, there's going to be some concern about, we already have one in the city of Greenfield. I will tell you that if we had 4 of them in the city of Greenfield, those times all of them would be used. So, any questions about that one?
How is this used? Can you give us some examples of?
Sure. So at the bare minimum, it's used at every large festival, Green River Festival, the fairgrounds at the Franklin County Fair, Wormtown, any big festivals where we have EMT details where you can't get vehicles around big crowds. This gets us to the crowd quick, but more importantly, we can pick up a patient, carry our medical supplies, and get a patient in and out. If you go to the Big E has not only the ones from West Springfield, but they borrow about 8 different communities UTVs to get around the Big E for fire protection and EMS. I won't speak about the police officers other than theirs is very similar, but a lot of times they're all rolling. The police are doing, we could be going to the same place, but they're doing their own thing, transporting their own people, and we are too. The current one, we don't. This one, we're asking for. They do not.
Right, so you can't put out a fire without large extinguishers.
That's correct. And this one is like, a higher clearance, a bigger transmission.
Make it over all kinds of different terrain.
Correct. They're totally different, although they look the same in concept. They're totally different animals. We are really in need of replacing the one that we have. So it's a critical piece of equipment. Any questions about that one?
And this is for the capital for next year.
Yep. Next item for capital that I'm requesting is
what would it cost if we just wanted to replace the current level of UTV that we had and not put pumps and stuff on it now?
Probably about $15,000 cheaper.
Okay.
Yep.
And And then we had 90,000 left over from the ladder truck.
Yep.
But that went to Public Works. Is there a reason why that wasn't used to cover these capital expenses?
Honestly, the mayor, and I agreed with her assessment on this, there was a critical need for the electrical department for replacement of one of the vehicles that they work with every day. That took priority. And I was happy that that was able to be used for that.
So kind of on those same lines of questions, where are we at with the old ladder truck?
It is sitting down at the DPW yard. I sent a letter to the mayor today asking that we officially surplus the vehicle, which just means a sign off that says that the vehicle is being surplus. Share that. That's how we get in a minute. It will be sold, and we are hoping that we will get anywhere between $50,000 and $150,000 for the truck, which will go into capital stabilization money, maybe. I can't speak for finance, but that may be where that money goes to.
It might go.
We can't use it. It goes into the general fund.
General fund, okay.
So even though it's a vehicle purchase for the fire department, the city purchased it, the money goes back into the city's account. Okay?
Yes.
The next item is a shared request. It is a police and fire request, and this is for defibrillators. The defibrillator that I told you about that was used on James Street is an older defibrillator. The newer defibrillators will change the brand, so all the pads that go on somebody that's having an arrest are compatible with all the advanced life support monitors and equipment. So if the PD shows up with one of these defibrillators, they put it on. We don't have to take it off to put our pads on. And when the medics show up to do the advanced work that they do, they don't have to rip them off. They can use the existing pads. So it's
Homogeneous product.
and it's
It
pretty
works
much
throughout.
what everybody in the county is using for advanced life support, so they're compatible with it.
And this will be in every unit that we can put it in.
So we're asking for 20, 10 of them for the police department, and 10 of them for the fire department. They will go in our first two engines in some of our command cars. I know personally I have one in my car. I don't have it anymore because it was taken out. One of the ones on the trucks was taken out of service. And so it went to them. But I will tell you personally, the one that was in my car, I've used twice. So they do get, but unfortunately, they do get used. And they're a vital piece of equipment. So asking for any support on that.
So this is 20.
20 of them, 10 for us, 10 for the PD.
And
What do we have now?
sorry.
Great question. The fire department has every frontline piece has them and 3 of the cars have them. So that is 4 engines, the ambulance have different ones. 4 engines, the ladder, and 3 cars. So we have about 10 of them now. I know we have 10 of them. I'm not sure where the other 3 are located. But they're all in use. Oh, one's in a detail bag. And then 2 of them are out of service.
I believe we have 5.
You have 5. Are they in vehicles?
They have to sign them out.
So they're at the station. Will these additional ones allow you to have them in the vehicle?
That'd be the goal.
I mean, does it make, so if there's an issue, they have to go sign it out before they go to the scene?
So they sign them out for roll call. Before they do their cruiser and get it.
Oh, so that happens every day?
Yes.
So
Every shift.
Okay, so it's in a car, they're in the car, the
They
4
bring them with
vehicles. They're in the 4 vehicles
They
every
sit in
day.
the ready room, shift comes on, they grab their stuff.
Okay, and that's part of it. Okay.
I may have a silly question. When we if they get the new ones, if we have enough to get them all, will the old ones be able to be turned over to schools?
No.
And other things to be utilized? Or will they have to
Coming
come
out of life.
They'll have to come out of service?
Yeah. They'll come out of service
Okay, because
completely.
that is the batteries and all the other electronics in them?
Yep. Some of them are close to 20 years old.
No, I guess.
Yeah.
You
So-
gotta have it updated, in other words, just like the smoke alarms.
Yeah,
Is
it's a
there-
vital piece of equipment that save lives.
Is there an official end of the life for those? Like 20 years seems to be stretching it.
Some of them are 20 years. A lot of them are, probably 10 years.
All right.
But yes, you typically replace them within 10 years or so, 10, 15 years,
I got you. Okay.
maybe sooner, depending on the brand. You know, like I said, we have two of them that are out of service. We can't service them.
Okay.
So. And it's one of those pieces of equipment that although the ask is big price wise, the individual units aren't themselves overly expensive for what you get for a payout for them. So.
What's a life worth? Yeah, I think it's worth.
Yeah. Listen, CPR and sustaining a life will not bring somebody back. You have to get early defibrillation. You've got to get the heart started. So. And our success rate is increasing by having the right equipment show up at the right time. Next one is rescue equipment. We have actually the deputy, or Commissioner Jarvis, when he was a firefighter way back in the day, did a fundraiser to get the Jaws of Life. That is the set we're looking at replacing. We also are getting 5 self-contained breathing apparatus bottles that are used for rescue tools and other things, like the Fortuna, which is a inflatable boat, airbags and things like that.
Fiberglass.
The bottles, fiberglass. Yep. They're compatible with the SCBA's that we have, so they can be interchangeable within the fleet.
But I know that fiberglass has a lifespan also.
Yep. Those, what's an SCBA bottle? You remember? 15?
15 years.
15.
They have to be hydro tested at.
Bottles are 15 years, the packs are 20. Yep.
And we have 2 jaws, how many Jaws of Life do we have? 2?
We have one complete set.
Yeah.
On one rescue, on the pumper rescue, and we have an incomplete set on the second piece.
Okay.
So to put a little earmark on this, I've been retired 9 years as deputy chief. I was 5 years as a captain. That's 14 years, and I was a private when I did this fundraising, probably 5 years before that. So this set's over 20 years old. Just to date myself a little bit.
And those are the ones you use as the demonstration at the fairgrounds?
Yes.
Those were the Jaws of Life, well,
Yeah,
the
those are
one, the 1.5 sets.
You give us a car and we can take everything apart of that car with those tools. Plus other things we do with it, but that's pretty much what they do. They're very powerful. And the set that we're replacing were hydraulic, which means you have cords and whatnot. These are battery powered. So, and they're unbelievable, the amount of cutting force that they have.
So is it one set? They ask us one set.
Cutter spread. Okay. Got one of each.
So they no longer have any hoses or reservoirs.
Correct. And they're super quiet, because instead of a motor running, you only hear them when you actually are using them.
So they provide less trauma for a person who's in a car.
Yep. They're lighter weights, we have a primary set, happy to show you the primary set. This is our backups. This one would be the primary and that would go on to a second engine. The problem when you take all your equipment, you put them on the first piece, if they're out in the hall, you need to have redundant equipment. And there's the cars accidents that we go to when they're horrific car accidents, a lot of times we're using 2-3 sets. The last one.
It'll be a turnout gear?
Yep. The last one is turnout gear. The turnout gear is a line item within our department budget. That line item has been reduced over the ask the last 3 years consistently. Which is fine. However, when we cut that line item out of the budget, we get behind. And so 1 year, every 5 or 10 years, we need to augment that. This is that augment. Our turnout gear is every firefighter receives 2 sets of turnout gear. Turnout gear is no older than 10 years old. So every firefighter, every 5 years is getting new turnout gear. Turnout gear right now, just for the pants and the coat, are running about $5,600. Very expensive. Our budget, we do the best to keep up on the replacement. but we fall behind when that item gets reduced, as budgets get reduced. So we need to play catch up. We track every stitch of turnout gear within the department, from your helmet to your boots, to your gloves, to your coats. And we can tell you exactly when the end of life of every piece of equipment's coming. This year, we're falling behind by about 4 to 5 sets. So this is going to augment us to keep us on pace for making sure the firefighters are properly protected. This is vital.
But this isn't set for every fire person. This is sets for the ones that are up, right? I mean, if you had it, the new hires are gonna get new sets, so it's not them.
Presence is
It's
requested in the
it's the
kitchen.
older sets.
Correct. We ordered new sets, which makes a challenge to balance out the replacement. But when a new firefighter comes on, we have to get them a new set of turnout gear. Their second set's usually a hand-me-down set, but their primary set has to be fitted for them, once they're qualified and get into rotation. And then their cycle begins. So,
This is Kevlar and
no max.
Nomex.
Nomex.
Stainless steel impregnated fabric.
It's also, we're looking at going PFAS free. There is no turnout gear right now that's PFAS free. Our turnout gear is PFAS limited, which means all the PFAS is sealed.
So that's in the insulation.
Mhm.
So it's.
Fire retardant is legacy chemicals,
Okay.
and they're trying to find a way to get that out of turnout gear.
When's the capital budget due in?
It's already been submitted. It'll go through capital improvement committee as soon as they start setting up meetings.
They haven't, and when, do we know when that is? When the
Probably January.
Okay.
So we're supposed to just get a recommendation from you folks, if you recommend these projects or not. I will tell you the turnout gear and the defense are they're all a priority. They all need to be done, but they're the priority.
We need a recommendation by the vote.
What I would like to have happen is that we get these things, so we have some time to think about them and ponder them and ask questions. Not get them and then make the vote the same night. That's what I would like to happen as the chair. So when are these?
I don't think you're gonna have time. If you're gonna wait till
Are
January.
they going in front of the council in January?
No, they go through the capital improvement committee.
When do they meet?
Whenever they set up the meetings. Capital improvement is the superintendent of the schools, a representative from finance, a representative at large, and somebody else. It's spelled out by charter. My understanding, they haven't met yet, but they should be meeting within the next month or so. I mean, I think you're fine waiting, but they could call for a meeting. I don't know the schedule.
If we don't give a recommendation tonight, will this cause a problem with the funding?
No, it'll still go as is to the capital improvement committee. It just won't have a piece of paper saying that the public safety recommend.
Can we review?
So
it favorably?
can I have a motion to discuss whether we're gonna talk about approving these or not? Can somebody make a motion in a second? Okay, so let's discuss this without the chief's involvement on whether we feel comfortable that we can approve these recommendations tonight, or if you need some time to ponder them over. And then either a yes or a no. So does anybody have anything to say, commissioners?
I have just one question, I guess, in terms of, I mean, they all do seem like priority in terms of different things, and obviously you want your staff to be fully equipped with equipment that's going to work and help them to save people. And I really like the AEDs, and the plan to do 10 and 10 and to put those into circulation that will work with all of the other, cities and towns and everything. Would it be, I mean, if there's a possibility for cutting somewhere, could it be more that you do this year, like 5 to police, 5 to fire, and then maybe next year or in the, you know, kind of like a cycle, just like you've done with your vehicles and other things, you know, doing it more over a period of time? Or are these really just, they're no good,
Well,
like in terms of what you have?
I think at a bare minimum, if there was gonna be reductions to it, it would be. I hate to say it, but like drop it to 10 and then the fire and police get 5 each. We need new defense.
Yeah.
The frontline pieces need new defense.
So let me make the statement that we're only giving a recommendation, positive or negative, for these 4 items. What happens with the capital committee and the mayor and the council, or whoever votes on the money, is different. They could say they want them or not too. So we could say yes to all 4 of these. Doesn't mean that we're gonna get all 4 of these. Our job is just to say, this is a good idea and we recommend these recommendations that the chief wants to make. So we're not making any type of vote on approving anything financially.
So we're going on ideas. In other words, accept the ideas that he has, because then the capital people will make the decisions, basically.
They're gonna there's a long road of who makes the financial decisions. We're just making a recommendation that we think that the fire department and or the police department need these items.
It helps
It helps, yes.
us
It does help,
when we
yes.
go forward.
Yes, it does.
That's what it does.
But I just wanted to explain to the commissioners, we're not making a decision on the finances, just on the recommendations for that the chief has brought in front of us.
So what happens is in years past, it's just gone to capital, didn't go to public safety. Public safety was given a heads up. It helps us to receive backup from the Public Safety Commission that says we agree with the chief's recommendations. It then goes to capital improvement. Capital improvement makes a recommendation, goes to the mayor. The mayor makes her final recommendations, and then it goes to city council, which goes to Ways and Means, and then to the full city to vote. There are multiple steps to get
Sorry.
approved. What this does for us is says that our priorities are confirmed by the Public Safety Commission. It goes a long way to have the Public Safety Commission support behind it.
I have no problem as one of 7 public safety commissioners to give my positive recommendation to these 4. I'm just stating that as 1 out of 7 people.
The priorities are already listed on the sheets. Not all of them are priority 1. If you wanted to forward them based off of the priority 1s and 2s.
I still say the whole accounting of all these things needs to be recommended. As a commissioner, I feel that every single recommendation you've made is logical and needed, and let the finance group consider it. But I think that we still need to keep our fire department and the police department as up to date as we can.
If there was an expense that I put forward to you folks and you went, oh my God. And you didn't.
You would have gotten that too much.
But what I'm saying is that's okay. Right? Because when I put something forward, I'm only putting the priorities. I could give you a massive list of other stuff that's needed.
So there's a laundry.
Yep.
More input from commissioners?
Why didn't we get something similar from the police?
Say it again.
Why didn't we get something similar from the police?
The chief is right here. You can ask him. You're a commissioner.
We didn't just have that on the
Yeah.
list of things this week, but I can get that to you guys, no problem, I can get you emails. We've submitted it to the city already, so. We only have 2. I can summarize, it's cruisers and, I'm not gonna talk about it publicly, but the building security. Which I'm gonna ask for executive session, to discuss that stuff anyways.
In the council,
With the council or? Okay.
not with us.
To talk about them would actually identify weaknesses I don't want to talk about.
Smart. And in fairness, again, this is the first year in a very long time that I've asked for a recommendation from you folks, because that's
Here's my
My
take on it.
interpretation of it.
I may be a little biased, but
No.
I don't want my firefighters, I call them my firefighters because they're still my firefighters. And they always will be. I don't want to run into burning buildings with Nomex and protective gear that doesn't protect them. I don't want the people that we're here to protect not to have defibs that will save their lives. I mean, everything, I don't want a JAWS that doesn't work. I worked a whole year on raising awareness through the city and raising money and selling T-shirts at the fair and everything else to buy equipment for the fire department to pull somebody out of a vehicle or a tractor trailer truck that we worked on for 7, 8, 9 hours on Route 2. And when we got the guy out, he coded and then he made it. But it was a long endeavor with lots of equipment that was being used. And in the Kubota, I mean, it's not just at the fairgrounds, it's for high angle rescue when we're bringing people out of a difficult situation. We're putting brush fires out that are out in the middle of the woods, or the chief makes me walk up another mountain on foot. So this is all vital life-saving equipment. It's not buying a new stove or anything like that. All this equipment here saves lives and protects our firefighters. It's gonna get a positive recommendation for me, and the police department, they already know how I feel about their vehicles and stuff like that. They can't roll down the street with what they have now. So,
And the defibs for both agencies.
defibs are for both agencies, and it's gonna benefit. I mean, a lot of times the PD were on the scene before we were on the scene. They would have their defib in use. So sometimes they're the closest because they're out on the streets, roaming the streets with their vehicles. So, I mean, could be at the other end of the town. Could be at the pumping station, could be at the swimming pool and they have a cruiser nearby. I mean, it's the faster you get life-saving equipment to the patient that needs it, the quicker.
Yeah.
What is it, the minutes, what is it?
Yeah.
1 to 4 minutes before
Yeah.
you start.
So,
Being clinically.
cycle of life. So anyways,
I did tell Chief Dodge that I would put the request in jointly for us. So, because it just makes sense, we can get the better deal. We can get them cheaper through our medical vendors, and it just makes sense to be cooperative.
Other public safety commissioners, comments?
I don't have a problem with anything that he said. I totally support that. But I do have an issue with, I don't like giving something the same day to make a decision. But I will.
And
Positive.
I positively support it. I just didn't, this is new to me because I joined the commission after the fiscal budget year had started last year. So I just wanted to know what my role was. But I agree with
So-
all of it.
So,
I support this.
so a couple things could happen. We could take a vote and approve these, or if commissioners feel like they needed more time, we could always have if the charter if the commission is gonna set up meetings in January, we could have a special meeting before theirs.
No, I'm good
But
with.
I'm good.
Go,
I mean,
go.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah.
this is just us showing support of
Yes.
what they're submitting and I support.
It's pretty much unanimous. I mean,
Any other comments?
Do we vote on them individually before them?
I think
or
we
is
can
it-
vote on them all together. And I mean, unless the commissioners have individual issue with any of them, I think we can just vote on them all unless you have an individual issue with them. You can let us know now. We can discuss it.
The UTV was originally donated. So I'm wondering why we're now buying a new one, but
The gentleman that was a very good friend of the fire department has passed.
and police department, he alternated
Or-
years.
Or he probably would have purchased a new one.
So what had happened with that, I'll just give the gentleman a little bit, I won't mention any names, but every year he went to the police department, he'd go to the fire department, he'd go back to the police department, he'd go back. So every year he alternated departments and he said, what do you need funding for? And what do you think you're not gonna get funding for? And what can I buy you? And that gentleman and his family.
The original reason why this came to be is we had in the middle of winter, we had an injured, severely injured hiker up on Rocky Mountain. And back then, nobody really had them, and we waited 45 minutes for a piece of equipment to go get that victim off the mountain. And he came in the next day after that, after reading in the paper and said, I'm buying you something that you can handle about. That's how it came.
On that, I'd like to make a motion that we approve, give a positive recommendation on the items that presented to the chief. And I'd also like to add to that we give a positive recommendation to go along with that for the police department's equipment that they have or requests that they're gonna have, knowing that they can't talk about one because of safety issues. And the other one is the cruisers that are gonna, so I think we need to bundle them both and give positive recommendations for both departments to the committee for purchases.
Second.
Do we,
Just a positive recommendation to all the capital requests, both from fire and police. Let me reframe that to my recommendation.
can we have a second on that? Okay. I'm gonna take a roll call vote. Commissioner Bargar,
No.
and Commissioner Ed Jarvis,
Yes.
I will say yes to it. Graff, Commissioner Graff,
Yes.
Commissioner Birch,
Yes.
Commissioner Dixon.
Yes.
The only statement that I would like to make is that we would like this stuff in front of us and not have to make a decision on the spot next year, is what I would ask both departments. Okay. You have the majority for the positive recommendation. All right, anything else?
Yep. Last thing. Why I have to go to city council tonight. This is a letter and a resolution from the town of Amherst. Thanking the Greenfield Fire Department and their response and the major fire that they had in the UMass campus. We sent a I did not think that a lot of these.
We need, I can share a copy of you. Thank you. Good luck tonight.
I'm short one copy. You're right, Bob. So a couple weeks ago, Amherst had a really devastating housing fire at UMass projects or the UMass campus that had three large buildings that burned. Greenfield Fire Department, it burned for probably 3 days. 18 hours into the event, they needed to swap out the crews that were there. And they put a call out to Greenfield Fire. We sent a brand new ladder truck where they worked for 13 hours. Helping them, the fire was not put out when they went, and they had a lot of fire that they ended up putting out with the new ladder truck. It was good exercise with the ladder, but they were very happy and impressed with the professionalism of the Greenfield Fire Department to the point where they wrote a letter and a resolution from their city council thanking us.
Very nice. Well, I'm sure they greatly appreciate the support.
Yep.
And we all know, we saw it on the news and we know how big it was, so.
Welcome. Any other questions?
Any questions?
Chief, how about the new piece of equipment?
What about it?
How's it work?
The ladder?
And training?
Great. The guys are embracing it. It's going on all types of calls. You'll notice when it goes out an alarm sounding, they'll end up throwing it for training. They're very proficient in it very quickly. They got 13 hours of work with it. We've had some issues with it, as every new fire truck has issues. But the company stands behind them and they've been repairing them. And it's been a great piece of equipment so far. And
I just wanted to get that in there.
yeah, it's being used all the time, and it's given us some capabilities that we just didn't have with the old ladder truck that we're already learning new capabilities and putting it into action. Yeah. It went right before your meeting, it responded
I heard.
on a call.
Wells Street and Chapman.
Yep.
All
So,
right, thank you, chief. Good luck tonight. I will invite AMR to step up the table. Dispatch is going last.
Cindy, she's been,
You want to sit with us?
we had 10 interviews earlier today, just
we
FYI.
just say that we're saving the best for last.
That's it. Thank you.
After that
Too bad
session, I'm not
presents.
submitting any capital.
You said end of year thing, so there's also an end of year book.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Oh, nice.
Thanks.
Wow.
The
Long
last
time no
couple
see.
months are in.
Yes, great. It's been a few months, right? We missed your faces,
Yes.
but you're busy.
Welcome back. All right, we can flip through the book if you'd like. That's where the majority of our details are.
Yes. Like this.
Oh, let's introduce
Oh,
ourselves.
yes, please introduce.
Hi, I'm Kim D'Angelo, the operations manager for AMR.
Patrick Leonard, the regional director for AMR.
I'm Tim Cunningham. I'm the dispatch manager at AMR.
Nice to meet you. Are you in Greenfield?
No, in Springfield.
Oh, Springfield. Okay, great.
They cover
Yes. I cover-
Massachusetts and New Hampshire,
And New
so
Hampshire, yeah.
he has a big workload that's with us.
Thanks for being here.
So first, we've included some fun pictures. We're not only your 911 response, but we're really proud to participate with events throughout the community. So our team is always eager to either decorate a truck or get dressed up for your events up here. So we included some pictures of them. We also have continued this year with coverage of the high school football games, which are always really fun events for our EMTs to sign up for. They look forward to them. You can catch us in the parade. We decorate the outside of the truck with, I say we, no, we have some really awesome crews up here that come in off duty and decorate the trucks. We participate in quite a few types of trucks, a handful of job fairs as well throughout the schools in the region. And then just before Halloween, we participated in the trunk or treat. We decorated a truck, but also with the turmoil in government relations at the time, and food insecurity was high on concern list. A couple of our employees reached out and said, hey, can we bring not only candy to this, but also food? We said, yeah, let's fill the truck. So we filled the entire ambulance that's behind them. They did stack it on tables, but we went to Aldi's, who was great when we swarmed their store with lots of shopping carts and filled them all. But it was great. Any food that we had left over went to one of the local charities in town. So it was positive. Kudos to, there's our check as we were shopping. Sue Ellen and Courtney, and then Emily and Jess did the standby. Jess asked if she could go as a dinosaur EMT, and that's what we did. So they had a great event. During contract time, I know a big topic of conversation was how do we facilitate a CAD to CAD link between our dispatch center and the Greenfield Dispatch Center so we have more visibility. The EMD process and the fact that we EMD and the first responders aren't able to receive all of the information that our crews have going into the call because they're already en route by the time our call takers are on the phone with them. I will take no credit for this. Tim has been working really hard on making this happen. So do you want to describe the process
Sure.
that we just rolled out this week?
Sure, yeah. So this is just this week we were able to get it going. And it's been a long time coming. So accounts are available through a website. For right now, we have it set up with a few of the higher ups at the fire department and Cindy at dispatch, and then we'll roll it out to everybody in dispatch. And these pictures here under shared visibility are actually live pictures from earlier today. So anybody in dispatch or whoever has these accounts can pull up a live view of the GPS locations of all of our units, any active incidents that we have in our system, and who is responding to them. Dispatch on the Greenfield side can see immediately when somebody is sent to a call, or if there's, what resources are going to each call, what other resources are available on our end, without having to make back and forth phone calls and have all the delays associated with that. Also, with this system, they can look at the individual calls. And in this example, there was 2 active calls at the time. They can pull up those calls and see all of the notes that our call takers are getting through the EMD process or any other notes that we make into the call. So it's a live view into our CAD effectively, where they can, and so between that and the GPS tracking, it should hopefully let them get a good view of the resources so they know what's going on.
And this just started?
We just,
48 hours ago.
Monday.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's fantastic.
who is using this now?
So Cindy in dispatch has an account. She's the only one in dispatch that has one right now. And I'll let her speak for that because she just got access. So, and then we gave some accounts to a couple people at Fire that were on also.
We did a soft rollout with the chief once he saw what the capabilities were. So there's a select few that have it now that are working through it to make sure it meets all the expectations that we had laid out in the contract. It seems to be doing exactly that. So then once they feel comfortable with it, then we're gonna expand that role to all of the users. But the chief has some meetings that he has to get involved with dispatch and make sure they roll it out the right way. But yeah, like he said, it's literally being served hot 48 hours ago. It came up. Some enormous work by Tim and the IT departments to finally figure out exactly how we could meet that goal that we had talked about. So we're excited that it's coming at Christmas time. So that's your gift.
I watched it all day.
Take it.
It is cool. You can see them driving in real time.
So it's like that map,
It's awesome. It's
mischief managed. I got you.
At least maintained.
This is an excellent Christmas. No, I mean, we talked a lot about this during the contract and about improving communications with dispatch, the two dispatchers, you know, you're all going in a gazillion different directions. So, I mean, for me, I'm thrilled. So.
Yeah, there are many different directions we could have gone, and clearly there's some that are more expensive than others. I'm happy that this was done at zero expense to the city of Greenfield, to the fire department, and to all of you, to his willingness to participate in getting this done with us. So no dollars and full 100% access to all resources and past history to call. So all that, you know, back and forth phone calls and updates and investigations have to do timestamps. It's all at their fingertips within that system.
Excellent work. Thank you for that.
Is there PHI in the system for Greenfield citizens?
There's not. No. So it's only showing 911 calls. If there's a transfer, it's not visible because of that issue. When we book a transfer, we do have all the patient's information, but anything that comes through with EMD is not identified aside from an address. So it's the same information that could go out over the radio, which is how we are able to use the access as a website. The biggest hurdle we had was to get into our CAD system. You need to be on site at location with full permissions to get in. So they were able to set this up in a way that they were still able to view the information that they wanted, but making sure we're still HIPAA compliant.
Excellent. Very good question, though.
Yeah.
That was the biggest hurdle to overcome.
Yes.
To be able to get exactly the right divide so that we could share that. So, yeah, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's not included here, but speaking to things in the contract, just hearing the discussion of looking into purchase 20 AEDs, we do know the costs associated with that. In our contract, we do have a section about the ability for Greenfield to purchase through us. We do have substantial purchasing power based on the volume we tend to purchase these products at. So we'd be happy to collaborate with the chief to see if our prices can get any lower than what they're looking at based on the volume we purchase at. I'm excited to hear about compatible pads. That's huge, yes. Yeah.
Let's say, make it.
Exactly. The rest of your packet is just the data review from 2025. Obviously, December is not included yet since we're still here. You will see we are 20% trended up in requests in transport since the beginning of the year. So we have seen a very, very busy year throughout the city. October and November ran right along the highest request for the month. We were over 300 transports with over 500 requests for service, which is pretty busy for a small town.
The other transports were taken care of by the fire department.
Yeah, so they go to mutual aid. So the majority are to the Greenfield Fire Department, but then they will field out mutual aid as well if they're already on calls or canceled calls.
And the difference is not necessarily that the fire department took all the calls. Some of them were.
A lot, yeah. So like a patient refusal, if you get in a car accident, 3 patient refusals, yeah. So it's any patient that we personally didn't take with us to the hospital. Greenfield might have, sometimes Coleraine comes in to help. But the bigger portion of that is the cancel call.
So it's it's kind of deceiving, thinking that, oh, well, they only took half the, or, you know,
No, yes,
2/3 of the.
yeah, so it's about
transport,
60% that we transport, yeah,
But it's not necessarily
correct.
what the figure shows. It's actually some cancellations and all.
Yes, so our dry run rate personally is between 25% and 30%. So it's like that 10% delta is typically when we usually pass.
Is this pattern annual? Like, does it go down in January every year, or is it looking to stay high?
This is higher than we've been.
Okay.
So we'll see. I would be surprised if we drop back down in January because the last 4 or so months, September we ended up low, but like July forwards, we were just busy. And December's trending the same way.
And typically it has a lot to do with whether RSV and the flu strain of what the vaccines are matched for the year or not, and if there's a peak, right? And usually it depends, right? It can hit early in the season or later. If we see the peak, it happens mid-January through early March. So it all depends on whether the scientists got it right or not.
Well, the other thing is there are more events going on certain times of the year. This is where people get injured or they're not thinking squarely because they've done something that's supposedly fun to them, but not quite wise.
Or when does the snow fall?
Oh,
And then everyone
yeah.
crashes, right?
Falls, slips,
All of it.
accidents.
To that point, November was the busiest month year to date so far.
I mean, we had one heck of a snowfall.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of people were just getting their snowshoes on, so to speak.
You have to
and
read it
driving.
every year, right?
Yeah, it always happens.
Yes, it does.
First snowfall, everybody testing.
That is true. The last page is the QRV utilization. September and October, we trended pretty consistently. We did have 3 paramedics that were full-time that have gone to different employers in November. Our main priority, while the QRV is an awesome addition, our main priority is making sure the primary ambulances are staffed. So with their loss of those roles until we were able to backfill, the paramedic that was assigned to the QRV got moved to the ambulance. So there's significant out of service time for the QRV to make sure that our primary ambulances were all staffed in November. December, halfway through the month, we're pretty much halfway through where we were September and October. So we're still trying to feel it out. It's still figuring out what times are we passing calls. When is it's hard to gear the ALS level emergencies and what time they'll come in. So we are still right now, Monday through Friday, 11 A to 7 P with the fly car. It's too soon to change times and try different time slots. So for the moment, that's where we're living. And we have a new paramedic, not new to Greenfield. She's been EMT with us for years. She recently promoted. She completed her FTO time. They do a few months riding double paramedic once they complete field training time to make sure they're comfortable. She has been cleared. She's good to go. And she backfilled one of those positions. So we do currently have 2 night shift paramedic spots that are open right now. They're being staffed by Springfield paramedics. So it's still full. It's still staffed. They're just not full-time assigned up here.
What does QRV and ALS stand for?
Sure. A QRV is a quick response vehicle. So it's an SUV that's not able to transport. We use it essentially as a complement to the fire department. So they run basic life support ambulances. So everyone on their staff is running at the EMT level. The QRV is staffed with 1 paramedic that has full paramedic advanced life support gear. So if we pass a call to Greenfield Fire, we are trying to always send the fly car to go with fly car QRV. We send them with them. They'll go and assess the patient. If paramedic care is needed, they'll hop on board with the fire truck or fire ambulance. If it's not, we put them back in service, and then that way they can respond to another call that comes in while our other ambulances are on calls already.
So this chart transports and requests. Transports means, I guess the QRV can't transport?
They jumped in with a transferring ambulance. So the majority of the calls they go to are with Greenfield Fire. We're trying to expand that a little bit regional. We do recognize that we get mutual aid from other areas, so it's going to help. So we contract with Turner's Falls. They have a BLS truck, so sometimes they'll go and intercept them. Same thing if they transport it, it's not in their vehicle, they're taking their equipment and jumping on board with the fire departments and riding it with them.
So this floater, just so you know, this floater car was something, this is a new
We just
program
rolled it
that
out
was
the
just
2nd
rolled
of
out.
September. So we're not really sure day of week time wise. We're looking at it mostly based on house calls at the moment. So it might change, but we're a little too soon to tell.
Any other questions from commissioners or Anna? Statements?
So this goes up to what part of November?
All of November is there.
Because you forgot something. You guys provided some support for us at the 5K.
Yes, we did.
And that was wonderful. I personally don't have pictures.
That's what we're looking through our pictures. You're right, there's more.
Yeah, I could have, put it out there and asked for pictures of that day, but thank you very, very much. If it wasn't for the public safety groups, the police department, the fire department, the AMR, all these groups, you could not have pulled it off. It was, safety first was my concern. That's what stressed me out the whole time. But,
It ended up being a very safe event though. You guys did a great job.
so we hope to see you next year. This time running.
That just escalated.
City Council,
Yes.
before I leave, not to interrupt them, but the partnership that we have with AMR is stronger every day. This new application that they gave us, I was fascinated by it. Watching the calls.
Very excited about
As
this.
far as to follow up with the question that you had, some of the information is sensitive information and it's protected. And so the general public wouldn't be able to see that, nor would we want them to see where critical assets are, because fortunately, in this day and age, public safety entities are targets. So, just to clarify the question there, so.
Shannon, when I asked the record to be off, she'll shut.
Yeah, just.
Okay, sure, okay, thank you, good luck.
Thank you.
Meeting.
Yeah.
Anything else from you fine folks?
I only want 20 ADs and 10 trucks. I'll give you time now.
From my standpoint, I just really appreciate how ingrained you are in the community. As you know, it was contract time, back whenever, and companies come in and they give you the big spiel, about how great they're gonna be, and they've never stepped foot in Greenfield, and you guys have proved that you want to be part of this community and you're giving back. So I want to commend you and I want you to bring that back to the folks that get involved and volunteer and let them know that, at least from my standpoint, that Public Safety Commission recognizes what you're doing and how involved you are in the community. So thank you for that.
Thank you, we appreciate that.
It's a true partnership.
Bring that back to the cruise.
Just like the chief said, it's a true partnership. So thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Did we
from
cover
AMR?
the overtime?
Our overtime?
Did we cover the overtime? I know it's on the agenda, it wasn't true.
You want to talk about we cover the cost of our overtime happily.
I might have put it on maybe some general.
Oh, good, okay. I missed it. I went to your budget line.
Yeah,
Right.
You don't need to do that.
So you got to help out with
Appreciate having your own overtime.
You're feeling generous.
Thank you very much, and it's good to see you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Appreciate it.
I just want to say, a lot of people look at an Amos company as just somebody who transports people to a hospital, but we're much more than that. We're a healthcare company that does a lot more and gives back in the community. We're seated in the community, and our providers that constantly reach out to us because it gives them a different way to give back than just the regular work they do every day, and it breaks that up for them, and they look forward to it. So anything we can do within the community for them, we're more than happy to be involved.
And the other thing is, when the chief or we come to you with an idea or a problem, you guys jump on it. And this solution that you just talked about, we talked about the challenges between the two groups, and you didn't make us bring it up again or again, you were on top of it. And that goes a long way. So it's really appreciated. So thanks. Thanks.
And wait a minute. Oh, never mind. I'll talk to you after.
Oh, there you go. All right.
You're
Thank you.
running that 5K.
We saved the best for last. We have to say that.
Oh, I thought that was us this time.
You just have to say that, that's all.
He was so quiet in the back.
He usually gets to go way ahead of this, so you guys are usually first too.
Waiting till the day on the first.
Hi,
Hi, I'm
let the Zoom folks know who you are.
Cindy Hunter. I'm the dispatch supervisor for Greenfield Police Fire Dispatch. So I have given you a printout of, I have to apologize ahead of time because inconveniently left the number for November on my desk. But put together the numbers for the year end, so that's what you have in front of you is quite a bit is that. I would just like to say, just a couple things before we get into my stuff is that. One, I would like to say how moved I was by Commissioner Jarvis and his comments about the capital projects for the fire department. You have, since your time on the city council, you've always been very supportive of us. I mean, the entire commission is, but I mean, you in particular have been a supporter of us for years. And so, but I was very moved by what you said. And I mean, I certainly, it's something to get behind what they need, so. So in regards to actually the conversation you just had with AMR, that was the first time I have seen that program was this week when we had a Zoom call. I also was very impressed with it. When we put out medical calls to the fire department, inevitably the first question we get from the firefighter on the ambulance is AMR a group? Very first question. And I understand why, because they need to know they do operate at a basic level. Whatever the call reason is, depends on whether or not they're going to need ALS. If AMR is not available, we have to reach out to mutual aid partners. And so I think without having looked too much more into the program, other than what I saw on the Zoom, I do think that it's a fantastic program. It looks great. It will definitely give us a heads up on what's going to happen with the calls that we have. So I appreciate all the hard work that they put into that. And I just was following up with the chief on it. Actually, today we had interviews going on, so I couldn't speak to him for very long, but I think it's a great tool. So we're happy to have that. So hopefully in the by next week, hopefully we will have all of the information for our dispatchers email so they can get them all signed up for accounts for that and get them logged in.
We'll look forward to the update in January.
Absolutely. So again, I apologize. I can get you the November numbers next meeting. So for our year end, we did January 1st to December 17th. We've had 40,810 calls entered into the CAD for the year. It's down a little bit. We had 25,375 911 calls in and out of our center. So we're pretty busy. So a couple things to let you know as far as personnel. Trevor Brunette, who has been with us for about a year. Actually, his anniversary date would be next month. He was full-time. Unfortunately, he has decided to move on from his full-time position. He is pursuing some academic goals of his. However, he has remained with us per diem. So he has been taking shifts. He hasn't really left us. His last day of full-time service was December 3rd. So total right now we are short 3 dispatchers. At the last meeting that we had, I let you all know that we did have one person that was in training, Drona Sharma. Unfortunately, on Monday of this week, after having a meeting with Drona and his trainer, he had been having feelings that perhaps this job was not for him. We are only into his 4th week of training. I give him a lot of credit for having that insight. We work all on the same page. This job is not for everyone. And we appreciate the fact that he recognized that. And before we got too much further into it, and he felt quite bad. He really this is not what he wanted, of course. But we appreciate that. We appreciate his 110% effort that he gave to training. So again, that leaves us 3 people short, but bringing us to today. We did hold interviews today for our dispatch positions. I would like to thank Commissioner Dixon for sitting in on our panel today. We really appreciate the insight that she brings to that, and she does bring a lot.
I would like to thank her that it wasn't me. Appreciate it. I appreciate you. Spreading the wealth.
So the panel consisted of myself, dispatcher and trainer Megan Cullen, Sergeant Emily Rowell-Kanash, and of course, Commissioner Dixon. We had actually 18 applications this time. I was very impressed because we've not had those numbers in quite some time. We ended up with, I sent out 12 invitations. We got 11 responses, but unfortunately we did have one who had a family emergency and couldn't come. And then one was a no call, no show, unfortunately. So we're kind of disappointed about that. But at the end, we did feel like we had 4 or 5 really strong candidates. We all actually were in agreement in our top 3. So we will be offering those 3 positions to those 3 candidates. Something that we've not done before, but we've talked about as trainers, is that we want to offer them or give them the invitation to come in and sit in dispatch for a 4-hour block of time on a 3 to 11 shift to see how it can get busy, what we do, give them a glimpse into what they would be coming into. Hopefully that will help them to make the decision that they.
Scare 'em all at once.
Well,
So this is before hire,
yes.
you're saying?
So before
Invite them in
hire,
before
yes.
hire.
They're not officially hired. They're given a conditional offer from HR, but they're not officially hired until they do their orientation with HR, which is, so, yes, we want to give them that option to come in and observe what we do.
Mhm.
And I think that will be helpful again, to maybe weed out anyone who may not think at the end of that 4 hours is right for them.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes, in also in regards to personnel, we had I let you guys know a few months ago that one of our full-time dispatchers, Patrick DeCote, he had left us and went on to another opportunity full-time. He has requested to come back as a per diem dispatcher. And I am completely happy to do that. We definitely need the help, and he left us in very good standing in September. So I have received the okay from the mayor's office, finance, and from our chief to extend that invitation to him. HR has contacted him and he has his onboarding meeting on the 23rd. So just after that, he'll be able to sign up for shifts again. So that will bring us to 6 per diem dispatchers, which we've never had before. So we're very excited about that. Leading into, so our total numbers for per diem hours. So for October, we had 257 hours were covered by our per diems. In November was 208 hours. Our year-to-date total, minus or plus maybe 8 hours or so, they covered 1,220 and a half hours for us this year.
Wow.
Again, I guess I can't stress enough that takes so much stress off of the full-time dispatchers. Being short 3 people right now, there is quite a bit of overtime, and also financially, it definitely helps our budget because we don't have to pay them overtime.
What is the total and what is this percentage of the total hours utilized?
That I would have to get back to you on. I don't have
That's what
the
I'm
total
saying.
number.
In other words, it seems like 1,000 hours is rather a small total compared to how many hours the dispatchers put in per week, isn't it?
Well, over that year, we didn't have, right now we had 4 for most of that period. And so we didn't have 6. One was out on a maternity leave for several months, so we didn't have her helping us out. But I can definitely get you that breakdown.
I'm just wondering, because again, you have to cover how many hours a week? 7 times
Yeah,
24?
7 times 3 shifts times 40 hours a week. It's a lot of hours.
So by comparison, only 222.
It may not seem a lot in the grand scheme, but again, I would have to go back to January and see how many per diems we had each month. Again, some were, had sick time, maternity leave.
It may not seem like a lot of hours, but it totals up to a lot of money.
It definitely does.
That's the difference. We would be paying overtime if we
Plain
didn't have the
straight
per
time
diem.
versus.
1,000, 12, almost 1,300 hours. So
Absolutely.
But we're also employing people who need the money and need
Yes.
the work, so that's great.
Absolutely. And I have also continued to cover shifts. I know it's over 40 hours a month. I would tend to think that I don't have exact numbers, but I think it's more like 8 or 10 shifts a month that I cover. And these are either shifts that everyone else has declined and I just cover it. Sometimes I skew my hours, so I may not work my regular day shift. I'll work somewhere else, or I just
Now,
work the hours.
This is on top of a regular shift that you.
It's sometimes. So I may work my regular shift and then do another shift on top of that. I don't get paid overtime because I'm a salaried employee. So I keep track of how many hours I'm working and then I may take time off another place in place of that. So there's no overtime for me. And
you know my opinion about that.
I do know your opinion about that, yes. It actually was a little bit of a struggle not to offer to, when we became short another dispatcher, my conversation with the chief was that, do you want me to move back into a full-time position in dispatch until we get this covered? And he said, absolutely not.
Thank you.
What you're doing is too important and there's too much of it. And so just more of sort of the year-end recap. It'll be a year next month that we moved back into old new dispatch. So I would just like to say again, in that year, that how thankful we are that the city supported us, the citizens of Greenfield and our administration. If you haven't already, please come by and see dispatch. It's fantastic space. All the technology is brand new. Our desks, our monitors, all our computers, everything is state of the art. So we're very grateful for that.
You've all been into dispatch, right? You haven't been in dispatch. You should definitely make an appointment with.
Yeah, absolutely. Stop by and see
To
us.
view dispatch.
Yeah, we'll give you the tour.
I think I looked in.
You should go in.
I looked in at one
Really
point.
nice.
You should go in. You should make
I
an
guess.
appointment and go.
I'll have to make it.
Let's see, we updated our fire protocols this year. We collaborated with Lieutenant Alex Cooley. Alex is always a great resource, especially now that he's in the, he is in the, his title is escaping me, prevention position. I call him pretty much on a weekly basis, sometimes a daily basis, to ask questions, and he's always very responsive. I would also just like to say that Pete MacGyver, in his current role of deputy chief, has also been a fantastic resource. He's always ready to answer questions and just give us feedback, and we try to implement that feedback where we can. So on that note, I would like to, so we have been updating some of our dispatch policies. We have a lot of policies that are antiquated and or haven't been looked at in a very long time. One was our uniform policy, and I do happen to think that a uniform guideline is very important. The way that we project ourselves to the public, to other first responders, is very important. We want to be professional. So we have rewritten the uniform policy, which I'm going to give you a copy of. It's our new uniform policy. Your Commissioner White.
Is dispatch a union?
They are union center, yes. They are sort of an offshoot, I guess, of IBPO, which is the International Brotherhood of Police Officers. So we're part of their union. What I was handed, or what we had for a uniform policy, was basically two paragraphs on a piece of paper, and it said that as long as you weren't wearing ripped or torn clothing, you were presentable. So basically what we have done is we've just made it the policy that polo shirts, dress pants, appropriate footwear, nothing with open toes. Baseball caps are appropriate if they display the department logo or they're in support of the department in some way. But yeah, so just to kind of get us more up to date. Certainly, if you have any questions about the uniform policy, I'd be happy to answer. That is and we're working, there are definitely more policies that we need to go through and update. And I will keep you guys updated as we move along with those.
Do we anticipate anyone leaving because of uniform policy?
I don't know. I don't anticipate that at all. Everyone was more or less retired Deputy Chief Gordon was instrumental in sort of getting us to a professional place a few years ago. And everyone was more or less going by what he was asking. It just wasn't in writing. There is one thing that I cannot do is, or one of the things that I saw happening was people wearing slippers to work, Crocs. I just can't do that. And so that's when we decided to have the conversation about where should we be, and let's get everybody on the same page.
Well, I think that even though it's a enclosed room and it's in the dark, you need to be professional.
No, you do.
And it motivates folks to come to work and say, I'm at work, not coming in with their slippers saying, I'm at break here.
Absolutely.
So I'm all for it. So thank you.
And there are definitely times where we have to step out of dispatch into the lobby, or there are times when my next comment was going to be that we are participating more, as we've talked about, in public festivals and public educational happenings out in town. We were invited to the Public Safety Festival this year, and we also participated in the Franklin County Technical School, had their career fair. We had a table there as well. And I thought both went extremely well. We had several dispatchers who volunteered at both, and it gave us a great opportunity to meet the public. At the festival, we definitely met a lot of kids and gave out some educational materials and things like that. So it's a good chance to educate the public, and interact with people, and to get a face with the dispatcher, I think is important. Put a face with the face. So this, for this year, or for this fiscal year, our training grant was approved, as well as the support and incentive grants were approved as well. Coming up in January, we have a training opportunity. I'm going to give you the printout for both of the classes. Progressive Law Enforcement, it's someone that we have hosted before. This is actually happening in Amherst. Amherst Public Safety is hosting, but we were given the opportunity to participate. Several dispatchers have already asked to attend. So we're going to be sending at least a few dispatchers to this. The first class is dispatch response to domestic and sexual violence, safety, and evidentiary concerns. The second class is dispatch communications during major incidents and large-scale events. Both, I think, are very relevant, especially given our political climate these days and rallies and things happening. So,
how many are we sending to each?
right now, I think there's 4 signed up.
Okay, great.
For each. I think there may be more. Hopefully, there will be.
Yeah.
The dates. Did the date not get on there? It's January 21st. For both of them? Yes, they're 4-hour classes, and they're gonna be, I believe it's 8:30 to 4:30. And they're gonna be held at Amherst College, because they have the space there. And not only for the information to the classes, but it's a good opportunity for them to get out of the center, to interact with dispatchers from other agencies, do a little connecting, a little communicating.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity.
Yeah, so. And they don't have a lot of opportunity to get out of the center and see other places, so I'd like to do that when we can. I would also like to, just as a last note, piggyback off of something that the fire chief said in regards to the James Street medical call. I was very proud of everyone involved in that, especially our 2 dispatchers. Trevor Brunette, again, he's gone to per diem status now, but he's only a year into the job, and I thought he did a fantastic job. And Yvonne Mumbolo has been dispatching for about 3 years, or maybe a little bit less, but she also did a great job as well. And they supported each other and worked together in a very cohesive way. And so that makes me very proud of them. And I actually didn't know the outcome of that call. We had been asking at the police department if anyone had heard of the update. So I was extremely happy. And I actually text messaged both of them, and one of them was crying to find out that the gentleman had actually gone home to his family. So very excited about that.
Please let them know Public Safety Commission appreciates their.
I absolutely will let them know that for sure. That's all I have.
All right, we thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So much.
Oh, sorry, question.
Hey, I would just like at the end of this say thank you very much for everything you folks do. And I can understand that where some of these people come from that say this is just isn't for me, having to have to answer emergency phone calls before. God bless, dispatch took over doing it for us, and Maria had to do it probably as the police department answered phone calls. And it's a very stressful job, and you're still answering phone calls, and you get an agencies going, and it's a very tremendous stressful job, and it's not for everybody. And I do appreciate everything you folks do. It's a very draining job, emotionally and physically. And on that, I would also like to say I was ever so glad to see when we went to D&E level calls as a firefighter, to see the ambulance on the scene saying, I hope they're there when we get there. So I do appreciate everything that AMR does, and the medical professionals do for the city of Greenfield also. It's very appreciative. And you guys do a very, very, very professional job at it. I listen to you, you're on my phone. I hear you guys. So I hear everything you're doing. And I can say that it's stepped it up to a different level, and you guys are doing a fantastic job for the city, both dispatch and AMR. So thank you very much for everything you folks did.
I would like to say also that I've only just spoken to the AMR dispatch supervisor this week for the first time. We've communicated before. I think we may have run into each other a couple of times, but we had a very productive conversation in regards to not only the program that's being introduced, but also an issue we had with a call. He was very responsive to it, and we got the issue hashed out. And I felt pretty good going forward that we will be comfortable talking to each other about any issues that come up. And I think it's important to not only for police and fire, just because they're in town, but I know these guys are out of town, but to have a good working relationship with them as well. And the people in the trucks have always been fantastic. The guys we interact with are the guys and girls that we interact with. And Sue Ellen Bellows, I don't know if she's still the supervisor.
She is.
I'm not sure, okay. But she's always been fantastic whenever I've called her and asked questions. And she's amazing as well. So I can't say enough good things about them.
I think it's a great idea and might be even good if you further do like a meeting every month as a recap, you know, and you get together and talk about things. So, but it's a important relationship. So
Alex Cooley and I had actually sort of been instrumental in getting, we had been having semi-regular meetings with the police department, fire department. AMR was always invited, so Sue Ellen would usually come. And we would do them here at the fire station and kind of hash out any issues we may have been having, anything that, you know, sort of like these meetings. But we haven't done one in a while, and we really do need to reconnect.
yeah, I think
get all
that's
the agencies together.
important. It might be an important thing to
So,
get back.
absolutely. Yep.
Any other comments or questions? All right, we thank you for your
Thank
time.
you so much.
Just for us, we have no other guests coming up, just for us, a little maintenance. So next month, we will be doing a reorganization of the chair, vice chair, and the secretary. And I would like throw the invitation out here for each and any one of you to step up to any of those positions. The secretary position has changed a little bit. This might encourage somebody. So Shannon is doing the notes now, so you don't have to do the monthly notes. So the secretary's position will consist of communicating with Shannon, making sure the notes are complete, bringing the notes forward to the public safety commissioners. If they get approved, just communicating with Shannon that they were approved, and she will send them into the clerk's office. So it's really just kind of communicating with Shannon. There's no like looking at the tape for 2 hours, having to do the meeting minutes. That's Shannon's job now. So I will encourage in January, if folks are thinking about it, to step up for all three positions. And that's all I will have. It will be on the agenda, and I won't say any more about that. And does anybody else have anything they need to, not that we're going to discuss anything new, but anything that needs to be brought up about the January meeting?
You mentioned schedules. Is it going to stay the same, or are we considering different?
No, I think the schedule is going to be the same. It's going to be the fourth Wednesday of each month. Some months have 5 Wednesdays, one or two. So it will be the fourth Wednesday of each month. This time just changed because, you know, we always have issues with November and December with the holidays. But nothing will change with that. So again, we'll do the reorg meeting in January. So if I have a motion to adjourn in a second.
Second.
And everyone say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Anybody opposed?
Thank you.